baby, let's go. Yeah, baby, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 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 Baby, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Go.
I'm a sausage. I'm a silly sausage. A silly silly. A silly sausage. Hey.
Quite frankly, your videos are far too long and you're just not funny anymore, are ya? It's not funny.
Oh, I'm lost for words, really. Freaking lost for words.
Hey darlings, how are you? Yeah. I'm not washing my hair tonight. I'm all yours, baby. I love you.
My love life, and life loves me.
Watch MattTaylorTV! Only on YouTube!
That'd be horrible. That'd be horrible, babe. I love you. What's right?
Did you ever feel so bad inside? Walk MattTaylorTV. Walk MattTaylorTV. Walk MattTaylorTV. Only on
Alright, starting a new job today. Really excited. First day as a gynecologist. Hey. Hello. Hey, hello.
People often call me Big Ears. I don't know why. Hello. I'm Matt's girlfriend and I love him very much. Love you, Matt.
Hang on, I thought I was Matt's girlfriend.
Love you, mate.
Alex, I'm Matt's girlfriend. What are you on about? Get in my belly. Ooh, ribbit. Ooh, ribbit. Who wants to be a good boy? Be a bad boy. Much more fun.
Did you ever feel so bad inside? Walk MattTaylorTV. Walk MattTaylorTV. Walk MattTaylorTV. Only
Good evening, Vietnam. Okay? I may have got the wrong country, but you know what I mean. Welcome, everyone. My name is Matt Taylor, broadcasting live from Brighton. The time is coming up to 15 minutes past 6. It's Wednesday, the 18th of December, 2024. We're in the future. The future is now. If you haven't visited Brighton before, I strongly suggest you do. It's an absolutely wonderful place to visit. I've lived here all my life, and God willing, I'd live here for the rest of it. Though I wouldn't mind finishing off my days on a Chinese island in the middle of the South China Sea. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. So yeah, I mean, if it isn't Brighton, it'll be somewhere out in South China Sea. But anyway, I hope everyone's well. I wouldn't mind asking a question from one of you, but I don't want to tell you which one I want to ask the question from. But I would like to ask one specific question from one specific member of the audience. But, you know, we'll wait and see how that goes. If you haven't checked out my blogs, you know, I suggest you do. I've got loads of blogs. I'm a bit of a blogger. I don't mind saying so myself. I do enjoy to blog. And of course, I make no secret that I use the engagement with the audience as my blog content. So there's lots of blogs going along the bottom. If you haven't done so already, please check them out. Check them out, baby. You know, some of the doctors in the world, they say, check your genitalia out. I say, no, don't bother checking your genitalia out. Check my blogs out. You'll find them a lot more entertaining. Oh, hello. Matt, Pacific is an ocean. Do you mind Pacific? Specific. Yeah, something like that, mate. I've always had a speech impediment. Yeah, could well have done. Could well have done. But I do like the islands in South China Seas. Lama Island. I think it's pronounced Lama Island. That is one of the most beautiful places in the world. In fact, actually, the other side of Hong Kong Island is nice and peaceful. In fact, I wouldn't want, I think I could find the same peace and tranquility on the other side of Hong Kong Island as I did on Lama Island. But yeah, that's somewhere I would love to kind of like finish off my dying days. You never know. It could be sooner rather than later, to be fair. I often like, with my magical imaginary girlfriend, say we're middle-aged. But of course, my magical imaginary girlfriend's son always spoils it, bursts the bubble, by going, you're not middle-aged, you're fucking old. So I say, oi, you bastard, fuck off. No, I wouldn't dare say that to my magical imagination. But yeah, he may have a point. Here's me liking to think I'm middle-aged, but yeah, okay, you got a point. I'm old. Fucking hell, get over it, We're all going to get old eventually, aren't we, eh? We're all going to get old eventually. I don't mind it, because I've had a good life. And the ups and downs are all part of it. It's all part of the roller coaster. The roller coaster we call life. I love it myself. But for me personally, and I'm nicking this line from Peter Pan. Death is the start of a wonderful adventure. And, I'm a big believer in that. I'm a big believer. Death is the start of a wonderful adventure. Love it. So let's have another disturbing comedy show.
Welcome to the Matt Taylor Disturbing Comedy Show.
Vote for the King Arthur II political party.
We must know where we've come from to know where we want to go.
I've watched Matt Taylor's comedy and it's just creepy. Really, really creepy.
There ain't nothing funny about Matt Taylor's comedy. Quite frankly, he's plunging disturbing comedy to new depths of depravity. Matt Taylor is a disgrace to society.
Quite frankly, I've watched Matt Taylor disturbing comedy TV, and quite frankly, I think he should be locked up and the key thrown away at sea. Have you been watching that Matt Taylor comedy? Well, it certainly ain't comedy, it's tragedy. Well, there ain't nothing funny about Matt Taylor's comedy show.
Matt Taylor, menace to society.
Well, I went down the beach the other day and I saw a fish in the bar. Basically, fine, I find an octopus and then a submarine. Look for myself, you don't see that every day.
Dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita, ay, dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita, ay, dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita, ay, dame tu.
I am I'm telling you to vote for me in the next coming general election. You'll be back afterwards. Quite frankly, videos are far too long. It's just not funny anymore, are ya? It's not funny.
Let me hold it. Let me hold
it. I'm lost for words, really. Freaking lost for words.
Watch MattTaylorTV! Only on YouTube!
Hey, don't be a donkey like me. Vote for the King Arthur II political party. Yeah. King Arthur. Vote for the King Arthur II political party.
We must know where we've come from to know where we want to go.
Hey, you've been watching Matt Taylor's comedy show. Thank you. Please come again. Hey, remember, King Arthur loves you.
But ultimately, comedy is subjective, isn't it? What's funny for one person is offensive to another. And, I'll put my hands up and say, even I find my comedy pretty offensive. Hey, but listen, I'm all about pushing boundaries. I'm all about pushing the boundaries. But ultimately, I've never come on to YouTube to kind of like upset people. That's never been my intention. I've always come on just to kind of like raise a smile, educate, but ultimately my overriding purpose of taking advantage of the facilities and opportunities we have available to us in the guise of the YouTube or social media platform is to tell my story. Because I do feel, rightly or wrongly, that I've got a pretty impressive story to tell. I mean, like I say, my life has been a roller coaster, ups and downs. And the ups are quite unbelievable, as well are the downs quite unbelievable. But ultimately, it's all true. And there's a narcissist in all of us, no doubt. We've all got ego. And, I like to think that my story is worth sharing. And that's exactly why I do what I am currently doing. Over to the chat. Where is everyone hiding? Well, they're hiding behind their sofas. There's a lot of people. And we have to understand this about the audience. which is the reason why I'm not showing my face. There's a lot of people who get physically sick, who have a physical reaction seeing me. You know, and while that's maybe distressing, it's also distressing for them. And so, you know, there's a reason why people don't interact. There's a reason why people don't want me to put my camera on. There's a reason why people would rather not watch. And that's because they find me revolting. And while, you know, very brave of you, a viewer, to come in and kind of be that brave person to jump in and say hi, you have to understand that there's many, many people out there without the balls as you. And that's why I totally get it. I totally get why people would rather not make it known that they watch MattTaylorTV, because it's a taboo, isn't it? It is a taboo. I mean, you won't start going around on other platforms and say, oh yeah, I watch MattTaylorTV, because that just won't happen. I mean, you open yourselves up for like slaughter if you go around and make out that you enjoy the disturbing comedy, which, to be fair, even I find offensive. And so I totally get why people hide behind their sofas, so to speak. I totally get why people would rather poke a red hot poker up their jacksie rather than admit to their friends and family that they watch MattTaylorTV. To be fair, I don't even tell anyone that I'm a YouTuber, out of fear that they may stumble across me on YouTube. I tell everyone in my family, in my friends circle, that I'm a government spy. I'm like a government-sponsored assassin. You know, because I'd rather my friends, family, loved ones, associates believe that I'm a government-sponsored assassin rather than kind of like a YouTuber who produces, let's be fair, pretty offensive and disturbing comedy. You know, it's just the way it is, really. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. But listen, you know, I'm okay. I've accepted my lot in life, so to speak. You know, I've accepted who I am. I've accepted what I've done. I've accepted what I want to do. You know, I know what I want in life. And that is just to maintain my relationships with the people I love, and to work with Steven Spielberg, on the filming of the King Arthur II trilogy movies. And, you know, it's very doable. I like to keep my dreams and aspirations achievable. And it is ever so achievable just to maintain the relationships you already have, and to film and produce what will undoubtedly be the most famous trilogy movie, the true life story of King Arthur II. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm all for it, I am. And if anyone out there aren't familiar with the King Arthur story, let me amend that for you now. Here is the life and death of King Arthur II. course, I feel very honoured and privileged to be in a position in which I can bring you the true story of our nation's greatest ever king, King Arthur II. And that really touches upon the serious side of YouTubing. When you've got a platform like YouTube in which you can present to the world, I think it's very important that you take that responsibility seriously and understand that what you do present to the world is correct, factual, and honourable. The last thing I'd ever want anyone to think of MattTaylorTV was that I was putting out lies, misinformation, and general bullshit, because that isn't the case. I mean, of course, a lot of people out there would and do accuse me of doing that exact same thing, but I go to bed every night knowing that when I've done a show, that show is honest, it's true, and it hasn't like broken my principles of which I live by. I see it as a great opportunity, but also a great responsibility. If I am going to put out a show, that it's the best show I can put out, and also a show in which adheres to one's principles. But anyway, I mean, I really do feel more people should do it, quite frankly. Especially those people who criticise other people for doing it. You know, we see that ever so often on YouTube. Some of the biggest critics are those people who don't do what they criticise other people for doing. And so while, you know, I would like to see more people jump on board and YouTube, I especially want to see those people who lambast others to start YouTubing themselves. Because, you know, a lot of people think it's easy. And to be fair, it is. It is easy, but only if you've got something to say. You know, only if you've got something to say. And what you say is worthwhile and meaningful. I can realise the downfall of if you've got nothing to say, and if you have got something to say, it's utter dribble, then, you know, I think you're in deep water. But otherwise, I think go for it. And of course, you know, sometimes what you think is dribble may be worthwhile information. But of course, that's vice versa. Sometimes what you think is worthwhile information may be dribble or drivel to your audience. This applies to me because I personally think my story is worth telling you about. But of course, the audience may well think that's a load of rubbish. It's one of those things, you have to do it to gauge the reaction, really. Yeah, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and God willing, you know, we carry on doing it because ultimately it's fun. And isn't that what life is all about? Having fun.
In a world of streaming and digital noise, there's a place where the classics still have a voice. Matt Taylor's Juke Box, where melodies thrive. With Suno AI's music, we got you to revive. Come on down to the Juke art of AI, music pure and new, blended by hands with the human's view. In Matt's video, stories unfold of joy, of dance, of tales untold, of AI music pure and new, blended by hands with the human's view. In Matt's video, stories unfold of joy, of dance, of tales untold, a symphony of tech and art, a beat, a rhyme, a brand new start with pseudos notes, the rhythm sound. In Matt's world, music profound. On down to the Juke Box jive, where every song feels alive. Chat GPT and Coke, they've got the vibe. Matt Taylor's world, let's all dive. Every note is a journey, every lyric a tale of creativity, where AI and humans prevail. So tune in, turn up, let's all unite in the magic of music, in the glow of the night. So here's to Matt Taylor, his Juke Box of dreams, where every song feels alive. In a world it seems, we dance, we sing, and croak, we celebrate this blend of technology and soul. Let's start the trend. Jukebox jive, where music's the key to a night of fun. Come and see.
Hello, Lenny. Good to see you in the house. I was just saying to the audience, Lenny, you know, there's no better time than with all this wondrous software at our disposal to kind of become a YouTuber, because there's no excuse ever running out of material, because there's so many kind of like different apps out there that making content creation as simple as ABC, really. But good to see you, Lenny. Good to see a viewer. I mean, I understand it. For me, I've said this enough times, YouTube is the new medium. I don't watch TV anymore. I get my entertainment from Pluto and YouTube. And you know, there's competition out there, isn't there? Everyone's got their favourite YouTuber. Everyone's got their favourite channels. I know I certainly have. I'm a big fan of Benny Johnson. I get all my American politics from Benny Johnson. And I'm a big fan of Paul Cook. I like a bit of Paul Cook and Stu the Wanderer. You know, and just the fact that you got anyone watching you on YouTube, it is an achievement. Because they could well be watching something else which is just as entertaining. And, you know, it makes it all the more special that I've got people like Lenny who come in, so kind to say hello and make themselves known. You know, I like to think Lenny sees himself as a valued member of the audience. And certainly not a laughingstock, because that's certainly not the case. That's certainly not the case. And so, yeah, a big thank you to a viewer and Lenny for being brave and taking the plunge. Don't be shy. Come on in and say hi. Of course, the beauty about YouTube is that interactivity, you know what I'm trying to say, the engagement. The engagement facilities of YouTube. It's fantastic to engage with the audience. Oh, over to Lenny, who said, Matt, I received a pretty abusive phone call from a person who didn't get their Christmas hamper. Most people are generally sound as a pound, but I was absolutely hair dried yesterday. I'm still shocked. Oh, that's sorry to hear. Yeah, but I think we're going to have to, and I recommend this because of the season of goodwill, it is a very stressful time for people. And obviously, the person who gave you a pre-abusive phone call sounds like someone who's pretty stressed out. And maybe the hamper not turning up was the last straw. But yeah, sorry to hear that, Lenny. You know, I hope you get over it. It's not nice being absolutely hair dried. I'll dread being hair dried, but I'm sure you'll get over it, Lenny. You know, and maybe it's just a little reminder for everyone just to give a bit of leeway to everyone else at this time of year. A lot of people sail through Christmas, loving it. But of course, equally, for a lot of people, Christmas is the most stressful time of the year. And you know, sadly, I hate to bring it up, people are going to unlive themselves over the Christmas season because the loneliness will be too much for them. And so, yeah, there is an argument to be had that we should all be a bit more tolerant to each other. Wow, look at that. Look at that, Lenny. You're a star. You're like a Christmas Santa Claus. I delivered over 120 hampers and I'm on the clock, son. Well done, Lenny. I am well impressed. I am well impressed, man. That's impressive, Lenny. Man, I've always had respect for you, Len. I've always had respect for you. But now my respect has gone up threefold. 120 hampers. That's a lot of work, man. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of dedication. And I'm still on the clock, son. Well done, Lenny. Fucking well done you, mate. You know, that tells me you go beyond the call of duty. That's dedication, that is. Well impressed there. Well impressed, Lenny. Well impressed indeed. You know, and because there are going to be lots of heroes out there, unsung heroes, who do a lot for their fellow men and women. They do a lot in their community. Because after all, Christmas is a season of giving, but also receiving. People are nice, but you always remember a psycho. Yeah, sadly, isn't it? We always remember the bad ones. And that really reminds us that the norm is being nice. The norm is polite, happy, grateful, kind people. The abnormal are the nasty ones, the psychos, the people who become abusive because their hamper doesn't arrive on time. And that's a sad indictment of the world we live in today. That people feel as if they can get away with that behaviour. But having said that, I still think, because ultimately we're all nice, when you do receive that kind of abusive behaviour, well, for me personally, I'm certainly not going to encourage anybody else to do it, because you've all got our own ways of dealing with life. But for me personally, I always have to remember that person who is being cruel, mean, are actually having a rough time. And the very reason why they're being cruel and mean is because of they're having a rough time. Because ultimately, that's when you are cruel and mean, when you're having a rough time. Of course, there's always exceptions to the rule. There are people who, when they are having a rough time, bring out their best. And of course, that coin can flip when people are having an easy ride. Their nasty side comes out as well. But that's just a reflection of the crazy psyche of humanity. We're all pretty crazy and we're all mixed up. We're all kind of like products of our childhood. We're all products of our environment. And that's a shame, really, because I often like to kind of lead my life under the ethos that I want my environment to be a product of me. But that's all very well wishful thinking in many cases. On the whole, we're all a product of our environment. Over to Lenny, who says, have you ever met a happy or polite alcoholic? I should have hung up the phone. Yeah, good point. Good point. I mean, all these alcoholics are hiding something, aren't they? I saw a particularly disturbing movie last night on Pluto. Quite a young Sylvester Stallone. I've forgotten what the title was. He was a copper. He was an American FBI, sorry. It was an American FBI, and there was another cop killer going around killing cops, but he killed Sylvester Stallone's girlfriend, and it was very horrific. And that just reminds me that a lot of alcoholics are alcoholics because they're dealing with trauma. Lenny says, I didn't sleep great last night. People roaring at you isn't acceptable. It isn't. No, it isn't. Well, and well done for feeling that way. Because the moment you start accepting people roaring at you, being nasty and unkind as acceptable, then we're on a slippery slope. So it's good in a way that you lost sleep over it, because it means you've got principles and you're not going to let other people tread all over your principles. Imagine living with a person like this, domestic violence sort. I know, and sadly, Christmas is a season of domestic violence, especially when there's drink involved and pressure. Pressure and drink equals violence. And it's if you think too much about it, you become quite depressed, because ultimately we do live in a dark, depressing world in which not only are the spouses going to get hurt this Christmas, but also the kids. And I'm all for a complete reset. I'm all for a complete turning around, upside down, inside out of what we've got at the moment. That was why I was so keen on getting involved with certain individuals who from the outset appeared to offer that kind of radical change. And I'll still naturally support people who offer that radical change of turning everything upside down, inside out, because that's exactly what humanity needs. A massive reset. Oh, here we go, over to Lenny, who says Sylvester Stallone was in a crappy soft core porno before 1976 Rocky. Did you know that? Stallone, Italian Stallion. No, I didn't. But mind you, on most of the movies nowadays, soft porn. I remember. Do you remember Derek? Bo Derek in 10. Bo Derek in 10. I mean, come on. That was really, as a kid, that was my first experience of soft porn. Bloody Bo Derek in 10. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we had David Bowie in The Man Who Fell to Earth. That was pretty saucy as well. And then while we're on the subject, do you remember the saucy bit in The American Werewolf in London? I mean, I remember watching that in the front room with my mother, uncles, aunties all sat around and, you know, bloody stunned silence. They must have felt as uncomfortable as all the kids were. Yes, Bo Derek, topless. Whoa. Honestly, and it just reminds you, right? It reminds you what a beautiful image women are. I mean, women, god damn. I just love women. I just love women. Full stop. The figures, the boobs, the curves, the legs, the thighs. Oh, man. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, the nurse, she was in Logan's Run. Oh, was she? I didn't know that. And I'll be bringing up nursing uniforms now. No, but you know, whether you're gay or heterosexual, a good-looking man, a good-looking woman, you know, it does it for you. Unless you're asexual and you don't get turned on by that kind of stuff. Whoopie-doo, you know. You know, I don't know what her name is. Don't know what her name is, Lenny. But you're just making me think of my magical imaginary girlfriend. Actually, I'm missing her a bit. I've been away from her company for about a week now. I'm starting getting the withdrawal symptoms. You know, when you're away from a beautiful woman for too long, you start the withdrawal symptoms start kicking in, and that's definitely where I am at the moment. You know, I'm beginning to miss her, beginning to miss the curves, so to speak. The thighs, the long legs, the great boobs, and the kisses and cuddles. Because ultimately, that's what makes life worth living. Don't you think? The kisses and cuddles. Over to Lenny, who says, Matt, did you know E17 were catered for the gay pound? Did you know the gay pound? Yes. The gay pound, otherwise known as the pink pound. Hey, Lenny, otherwise known as the pink pound. Now, look, you have to know something about me. I live in Brighton, the gay capital of the UK. So I'm very familiar with the pink pound. And I'm very familiar with Tom Watkins, you know, targeting E17 to the gay crowd. That's exactly what happened with Take That, I believe. Originally, they targeted Take That to the Jenny Agutter. Yes, now that's what you mean, Jenny Agutter in as the nurse in American Werewolf in London. Wow, mate, isn't she gorgeous? But you also say she was in Logan's Run. Okay. I wasn't familiar with that. I know, Lenny. I'm with you, mate. 4-4. Jenny Agutter. She's a beauty. She's a beauty. But yeah, I mean, the gay pound, the pink pound. It's worth a lot of money. It's worth a lot of money. Because, of course, the pink pound, the reason why they've got so many pink pounds is because it's not being spent on nappies. You know what I mean? It's not being spent on their children. That's why, you know, the pink pound is worth targeting, in my opinion. E17 is still going strong with Terry Caldwell. But it's nothing without Harvey, isn't it, eh? Don't you think, Lenny? Don't you think? It's nothing without Harvey. But I tell you now, I've been listening to Harvey sing. He's still got a great voice. Even when he's smoking a joint and singing, it still sounds wonderful. You know, I was thinking the other time he was singing, he could make it in America. I know he's had bloody more opportunities than most people have had a glimpse at, what's her name? Jenny Agata's boobs. But I reckon Brian Harvey could get a Las Vegas slot. You know? Singing Las Vegas every night, being paid $5 million a year. It's doable. It's doable. So doable. And they will love him because he's such a great voice. And he's such a great character. Harvey too busy chasing lizard conspiracies. Funny enough, he was on someone's show last night talking about Liam. I never tuned in because I was, I think I was going to bed. But I tell you, I still think Brian Harvey has got a lot more to give. He's still a great talent. His voice is absolutely smashing it. So, I'm all for Las Vegas. Stroke Brian Harvey. Definitely happen, Lenny. It could definitely happen, man. What do you want? What do you really, really want? I want Brian Harvey singing in Las Vegas. I think it's doable. I mean, I could even be his manager, to be fair. I'll go over. I'll do some meetings with some Las Vegas managers. Because we want them in Caesar's Palace, don't we, really? I'll go over, have a chat with the entertainment manager at Caesar's Palace and say, listen, I've got the man for you. His name is Harvey, Brian Harvey. You'll love it. Over to Lenny, who says Tony Mortimer claims Brian gets a few quid for If You Ever, the song featuring Gabrielle. She's another gorgeous one, by the way. Not in the same league as Jenny Agata, come on. But she's still a gorgeous woman. But mind you, to be fair, every woman's gorgeous in their own way, don't you think, Lenny? Yeah, well, you know, Tony Mortimer is making a lot of claims. Brian Harvey makes a lot of claims. Everyone makes a lot of claims about everyone. Lenny, you know, I mean, I heard a lot of claims being made today about myself. Totally fucking bullshit. But claim is a claim, you know, it's just something people clutch from midair and throw it out there. You know, it's that's the kind of crazy world we live in which claims are like 10 a penny. Over to Lenny, who says he regrets his showbiz career now and says he should have been a plumber. A singing plumber. Oh, right, is that Brian Harvey? Well, you know. And that's just... I personally think Brian Harvey's looking back too much. He's looking behind him. He's still bitter about the 30 million. He's still bitter about the 30 million sales. And where's all my money? Don't worry about that. Right? That's gone. Yesterday's gone, for goodness sake. You're not going to get yesterday back. But what he can do is look forward for tomorrow. What he can do is start concentrating on getting to Las Vegas. Concentrate on Caesar's Palace. Concentrate on the 5 million he can earn every year by singing. Concentrate on following in the footsteps of Elvis and Matt Goss. Or was it Luke Goss? I heard Matt Goss and Luke Goss aren't talking anymore. But then again, I heard that Tyson Fury and Paris Fury aren't talking as well. I mean, they're all claims, you know. They're all claims. Can you hear some fuzzing? Can you hear some fuzzing? I think it's my music, mate. Oh, well done. And what was all that about? I do not know. I do not know. Over to Lenny, who says, could your mate Convert come on to discuss this topic? the E17 Chestnut. I don't know. You know, I don't know whether he's about, Lenny. Really, I don't know whether he's about. Usually, if he's about, he's like kind enough to make himself known. Unlike some people I can mention, namely the other 5 people who are watching and haven't made themselves known. But mind you, a viewer did, so that's nice. But anyway, Lenny, I'll be wrapping it up in a couple of minutes' time, Blad. Oh, don't you know? Blad means bud. Bud means mate. Mate means friend. So, you know, yeah, Blad. Me Blad. But I'll be wrapping it up soon, Blad. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I do it, but I'm a bit bored. Oh, I made a lovely dinner today. Tell you that about that later. But yeah, the reason I came on was because I wanted to ask a question of a certain member of the audience. I was thinking if I went live, that certain member of the audience may make themselves known. And I would ask a specific, not a Pacific, thank you, a viewer. I know I've got a speech impediment, yes. But I was hoping to ask a specific question from a specific member of the audience. That was the whole point of going live. But it looks like that specific member of the audience hasn't made themselves known, which is okay. It just means I cannot ask my specific question. But, you know, I'm patient, Lenny. I'm a patient guy. I like to pace myself out, you know. And I'm happy to wait to ask my specific question to a specific member of the audience on another occasion. Cool, I get it. But yeah, thanks ever so much, Lenny. I mean, I sincerely hope you get over your traumatic experience of being rudely spoken to about the late delivery of your hamper. I've got one question for you actually though, Lenny. What do you make of Harry and Meghan's Christmas card? Apparently they've put out a Christmas card that shows their 2 children. I mean, what do you make of that, Lenny? Is it fake? Have they got children? What's going on with Harry and Meghan's marriage? I know that's something you'll be thinking about. And maybe even that's something that keeps you awake at night. I don't know. But that's one question I'd like to... And also, Lenny, I know you're the man to answer this. Are the drones over in America Chinese? Are they Chinese? Are they flying dragons, so to speak? I don't know. But we'll save those questions for another day, okay? So, without any further ado, I would like to end the show. Thank you ever so much for everyone for watching. And remember, God is on our side.
When the storm is raging and I can't see the light, there's a peace inside me holding me tight. Through the trials and valleys I've learned to abide. I feel the quiet whisper, I'm on your side. God is on my side, I know it's true. Every step I take, He's guiding me through. When the mountains rise and the shadows fall, He's my refuge, my strength through it all. Doors I thought were locked now swing open wide, and every prayer I've spoken He answers in time. When I'm weak, He gives me strength to rise. His love is my shelter, He's always on my side. God is on my side, I know it's true. Every step I take, He's guiding me through. When the mountains rise and the shadows fall, He's my refuge, my strength through it all. Doors I thought were locked now swing open wide. And every prayer I spoke in, He answers in time. When I'm weak, He gives me strength to rise. His love is my shelter, He's always on my side. God is on my side, I know it's true. Every step I take, He's guiding me through. When the mountains rise and the shadows fall, He's my refuge, my strength through it all. I see His hand in the people I meet, in the moments of joy, in the trials I defeat. Through the highs and the lows, He's the reason I stand. A faithful Father with a perfect plan. With courage, my heart open wide. No fear can shake me, for God's on my side. Through every season, in His love I'll abide. Forever I'll trust Him, He's always on my side.